Frustrating time for you with the injury coming when it did and when England were over there. How special was that moment at the end there today?
Yeah, it was very special. Getting 100 fair country is always special no matter where it is, and it's even better getting it at Lords. I was just quite happy to be there at the end to see it through.
That's sort of 2 innings in a row in one day cricket where you've saw your side home. I imagine innings in those kind of circumstances mean all the more than sort of a one in a losing cause.
Yeah, no, I was just very happy to be there at the end and see it all the way through. From where we were at 2 for 1 in the first over. Ross Taylor batted very well through that third partnership there, and put on 120 and really set the game up for us to kick on from there.
Really reassuring to see that Dan show some real resistance there and be able to get home in a tough situation, I suppose, to get the form back.
Yeah, it was good. I think, as I said, leading into the series, that it's important to separate the forms of the game as well. And look, we've got a very experienced one-day unit, and yes, we saw that today as well. Even at 2 for 1, both Ross and Martin have played a lot of one-day cricket, and they were able to assess the situation and counterpunch pretty well, which obviously swung the ascendancy back our way. So yeah, I guess it's nice to be able to see the guys knock the total off, and I think it's important as well to recognise how good a job the bowlers did as well, because I thought 260 was probably par, but bowlers were outstanding and certainly gave us a real opportunity to chase that down, and we knew that if we had one big total or one big partnership, then that would be enough, and we saw that from Martin and Ross.
What do you think makes a difference, batting-wise, mentally, between those two forms?
Yeah, I guess there's a couple of different reasons. I think first of all the experience. You get a lot more innings under your belt when you're playing the shorter version of the game. You mark centre a lot more often, I guess, than what you do in Test cricket, or our team especially. There's a lot more experience in the shorter version than the longer version. I think as well the situation, yes, with the limited overs game, it forces you into a pace that you need to play at, and I think that was something we saw today, that guys were able to assess the situation and then play accordingly. Sometimes in Test cricket, we're still looking to learn, and we are still learning as a group that we need to, I guess, address the situation and then try and work out a plan that's going to be successful during that time.
Be fair to say, Brendan, that Nathan wouldn't have played today if Dan had been fit, and how late a decision did you leave that this morning?
Yeah, it's fair to say. Dan was going to play today and then re-aggravated his injury, and we, I guess, found out this morning, and then Nathan got the tap on the shoulder, and I thought he'd a brilliant job today to bowl 10 straight through those middle stages against pretty good players of spin as well, and to pick up a couple of wickets too. I thought it was an outstanding job for him, and I know him being a confidence player, we'll take a lot out of today's performance.
And what's the latest on Dan?
We're going to assess it. I guess it's still a little bit early to make a call, so we'll give him as long as what we can to, I guess, assess his involvement in this series, and then he's looking forward as well to the Champions Trophy. So it's a bit too early to make a call on it yet.
You got worried about that, mate?
A little bit worried about it, yeah. Always a bit worried when 270 games is pulling up a bit injured, but look, we've got to work out what's best for Dan, and also what's best for the team over the next 3.5 weeks. So, as I say, we'll assess it in the coming days and try and work out a plan.
Martin, when you're on 99, perhaps just take us through those final moments with the LBW, the buys, and then being able to get the pull shot away finally.
Yeah, I was just happy to be there at the end, but no, it was a little bit nerve-wracking. I wasn't too far away from hitting the helmet those buys, so it's quite lucky in the end, I guess.
You've been wary of conversion rates, Martin, in the past. I guess it's been one thing you've been also trying to work on, and was that on your mind a little bit?
No, not really. I just wanted to be there at the end and see the side home, and I was able to do that, and luckily enough got 100.
Martin, you look to be stretching your right leg a bit towards the end of the innings. Is that my imagination? Are you 100%?
I was on my feet all day. It got a bit stiff towards the end, so no, it's just a bit of stiff soreness, so it should be right for over the next couple of days.
What was the thinking, Brendan, in shuffling the order of your bowlers in that Tim took a new ball here, the test had so much success was first change? Is that always the way you're going to go one day cricket at the moment with Mitchell and Kyle?
Yeah, it is a slightly unfamiliar role for Tim, because he's been outstanding for us opening the bowling as well in one day cricket as well in recent times, but with the amount of experience that Kyle Mills has got at the top of the order, he's brilliant for us, and his stats testify that. And And with Mitch, he's got that little bit of X factor, and we ask him to be aggressive every time he gets the opportunity. So, look, it's those two guys are going to continue to open the bowling for us, unless we play two spinners, and I guess one of them will have a shorter spell, and then Tim will still get the opportunity. And plus, with the two new balls, the ball doesn't get too much older, so Tim's still got the ability to swing it.
Brendan, going forward from here, how do you sort of weigh up giving more guys a go? You know, you've obviously got Coleman Rowe and Dan as well, possibly coming back with the Champions Trophy ahead, and also just trying to go out and win this series out and out.
Yeah, we're desperate to win this series, and our selections will warrant that as well. And we know that we've got a game in, I think it's about 36 hours, so we've got to be mindful of guys' workloads as well, and how much time they've had on their feet over the last little while. But first and foremost, we've got a series to try and win, and that's where our focus will be. And we know that we've still got a good bench, and we've got some experience as well floating around that bench too. So, given the opportunity, I'm sure those guys will impress as well.
And with Ronke, how did you sort of assess him with the gloves today?
I thought his keeping was outstanding today. That's the first time I've really, seen Luke keeping over a prolonged period, and I thought he was brilliant. I know he was disappointed to miss out with the bat, but look, he's one of those players who, if he does come off at the top of the order, he's going to make everyone else's job incredibly easy. So I was really impressed with him, and I guess hopefully he gets a big score in the coming games.
Do you think he'll keep the gloves for the next?
Yeah, he will keep the gloves for the next two games.
And make a decision before the Champions?
Yeah, I don't expect it will change. I think with both of us playing, I guess I haven't really seen Ronk in the field, but I'm anticipating his keeping's probably better than his fielding, from what he's told me. So we'll, I guess, in terms of the balance, we're both going to play, and his keeping, as we all saw today, is top notch. So I don't expect it to change.
Brendan, given sort of the struggles towards the end of the Test series with the bat, how relieved were you maybe this morning when Stephen Finn and Stuart Broad were left out because of the medals?
Again, separated the forms of the game, and I think that's a really important thing to do in modern day cricket as well, because you bounce between forms so quickly that you can't have any hangover from one form to the other. And with such a personnel change as well, from our point of view, I didn't sense any concern amongst the batting group about firstly our own games and also the makeup of their attack. Look, Stuart Broad and Steve Finn are obviously excellent bowlers, but the guys they brought in are good bowlers too. So I guess it's how it is. And I think they've added Boyd Rankin as well. Is that right, for the next game? So he's another proposition that we've got to make sure that we're well prepared for.
Brendan, the top order's been sort of a missing piece of the puzzle recently for all forms, but now that's fired today. I mean, how excited are you about how far you guys can go in the next few weeks?
Yeah, there's a level of excitement there. I guess it's hard because you never want to take your eye off what's directly in front of you as well. But 2 for 1, I sort of wasn't thinking where the top order was firing. But we, as I say, we put together a brilliant partnership between Martin and Ross, and showed that even under tough circumstances or tricky positions, we've still got players with wealth of experience that can call on good times as well. And we saw that today. And I guess Grant Elliott, even though he didn't make a big score today, thought he was efficient in getting a partnership with Martin as well, and obviously James towards the end too. So look, we've got most bases covered as a team, and we've just got to make sure that we continue to be thorough with our preparation and execute our skills accordingly. That'll give us our best chance in this series, and then if we can build up some momentum, then who knows where we can get to in the Champions Trophy.